Have you ever met someone who felt like the other half of your soul? For Maya and Samir, this wasn't just a feeling. It was their reality. They grew up side by side, their laughter echoing through the neighborhood streets. As they played cricket and shared dreams under the shade of an old banyan tree, they were inseparable. Even as kids, Samir's gaze would linger on Maya with a special kind of warmth. The world around them changed, but the connection between them only deepened. Maya's eyes, shimmering with unshed tears, met his A. A soft smile graced her lips as she whispered back, "I love you too. ... But what about our friendship? What if What if we lose everything?" The fear in her voice was real, a fear of losing the most precious thing she had. Samir gently took her hands in his touch firm and reassuring. "Some risks," he said, his voice filled with conviction, "are worth taking." And in that moment, under the twilight sky, they made a promise. A promise to be honest, to be brave, and to never let fear dictate their hearts again. But life, as it often does, had other plans. Just a few months into their new beginning, an incredible opportunity came for Maya, a scholarship to study abroad. The day she left, the airport was a blur of emotions. Their hug was a desperate attempt to hold on to each other, a hug filled with the soaring hope of their love and the silent gnawing fear of the distance that would soon separate them. "We'll stay connected," Maya promised, her voice thick with emotion. "We will," Samir echoed, but a cold dread settled in their hearts. They both knew this wasn't just a physical distance. It was a test that could change everything. At first, their promise held strong. They were a constant presence in each other's lives, bridging the thousands of miles with video calls, endless messages, and heartfelt letters. But slowly, imperceptibly, a shift began. The daily calls became weekly, then sporadic. Maya's replies grew shorter, her vibrant energy dimming with each passing day. Samir's messages, once met with instant excitement, were now often left unanswered for days. The silence stretched, becoming a painful void between them. One night, Samir stared at his phone, his heart aching with a familiar loneliness. Samir. She wrote, "I'm so sorry for the silence. I'm sick, very sick. I didn't want to burden you with my pain. I will always, always carry you in my heart. Goodbye, Maya." Samir's world shattered into a million pieces. The letter fell from his numb fingers. Without a second thought, he booked the first available flight. He had to see her, hold her, tell her she wasn't a burden. But the disease was cruel and unforgiving. It moved faster than any plane could fly. He arrived at the hospital only to be met with the somber, compassionate faces of nurses and doctors. He was too late. Just hours too late. There was nothing left to do. Maya was gone. Days later, Samir stood by her grave, the crumpled letter clutched in his hand. Silent tears traced paths down his face, falling onto the freshly turned earth. "I wish I had known," he whispered to the wind. "I wish I had been there to hold your hand through the pain. I love you, Maya." More than words could ever say, he sat there for hours, a solitary figure watching the sunset, painting the sky with the same colors of the evening they had confessed their love. It was a sunset they had dreamed of watching together forever. He returned home, but the house was no longer a home. Every night he would talk to her, telling her about his day, sharing his thoughts, just as if she were still there, listening. Their beautiful friendship, their profound love it, all ended in a silent, heartbreaking goodbye, a story whispered only to the stars. Thank you for listening. Please follow for more stories that touch the heart.